Citizens, and welcome back to the verse. I'm heading over to the Aston Ridge shelter because apparently I left an Adventure Titan there last time I played. This is a bit of an intro I'm recording to let you know that this video you're about to watch has actually been recorded previously. This was recorded before I went hunting, before I got sick, before the Frontier Fighters finale, which are the videos that I've put out more recently. These are older stuff, might be a little bit out of date when I talk about some of the stuff there. I'm just trying to clear the backlog to get these videos out before the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, and then I'm going to try some of the new stuff, like the new changes in Salvage that have happened, some of the new medical gameplay, perhaps. However, if you are new to this channel or new to Star Citizen in general, what I'm going to be talking about also in an upcoming video is the free fly that's happening. So I'll mention that now. The free fly is a way that you can try out the verse for absolutely free for about a week. Basically, all you need is a game account. You make that on the RSI website, and then during the event you can download the program, play the game, and see if it's for you. And if so, there's going to be new ships for sale, there's going to be old ships for sale. Absolutely, there's going to be a starter package for sale for a reduced cost, which makes it a great value to get into the game. Also, at the same time, there will probably be a referral bonus. So when you're making your account, make sure you use a referral code. There is one in the top of the screen. There is also a easy-to-use link in the description below. Using that and then getting yourself a game package will allow you to play the game, plus get a little bit of extra money when you start out, and possibly a second ship with a referral code if one of those is going on. So hopefully you enjoy it, and for everyone else, hopefully you enjoy these older videos. And I will be trying out some of the newer stuff in the future. Thank you so much, and now for the video. Good morning, citizens, and welcome back to the verse. It says September here on the top left. It is actually October. It's October now. We've made it. I have been away. I did post a video yesterday that I realized I had uploaded to YouTube and then never published. I don't know why. Maybe I had a reason. Maybe I don't. I have been so busy away, plus gone even from the city to go up north to go hunting for grouse, although that's been pretty horrible this year. I've never had a year where opening weekend the leaves hadn't even started changing. I mean, I've hunted in the snow, I've hunted in frost, and this is just like, could have been August. It was so crazy. So I mean, the birds are there, I just couldn't see them. So we didn't do well as far as the hunting goes. Not only that, but then I didn't play any video games for about 4 days because I hurt myself in a admittedly sad way, like in a way where if I was 20, I wouldn't even have noticed anything happened, and if I was 30, it might have been funny. But now that I'm getting close to 50, it was just kind of sad. That a slight slip while playing with my dog could make me not be able to move a mouse with my right arm. But we're back! I can put my arms over my head, only slightly painful. And we are in our Cutlass Black on Aberdeen, it looks like. Oh, right, because I was rock mining. We're on aerial. Okay, so we're gonna go to Faithful Dream. Let's go there. And I'm going to do something a little bit different today, and hopefully we can get some information. So, there is a new patch coming out. It is in Evo right now, and it is going to make massive changes to Salvage, which I'm super jazzed about. I think it's going to be awesome. I'm happy that it's going to happen, because it's just going to add more to Salvage. Now, this is me kind of hoping I'll like it when it's all done, because admittedly, not everything that adds a little bit of a layer to a job makes it better. A good example would be the gadgets for prospector mining. I can't say to me that really improved things. Am I in the wrong mode? not. Okay. I don't really think that really helped a lot. Definitely it made prospecting mining a lot harder when most of the rocks you find are too big, even with gadgets, and to test out to see if you can break them with gadgets, you have to get out, attach them, if it works, and then get back in your ship, look again, find out it didn't work, get back out, try a different gadget, eventually give up. That didn't make it better. I still love prospector mining, but the gadgets and how they work, and not having a way to kind of plan that. Let's go back to Faithful Dream. There we go. It's still fun. I still love mining, but some parts of it have made it more complex. I do like the refinery aspect of mining. I do like the idea of finding something that's worth selling in a prospector or fortune that's a small amount and making profit by refining it and selling it for a bigger profit, or going a larger route using something like an Argo or eventually an Orion, for instance, and just taking everything and just selling bulk materials. Doesn't matter if it's valuable or not, because you're just dealing in massive numbers. And that's how cargo in a way should work. Really, you go to a location to buy cargo, and if the cargo itself is plentiful and cheap, it's great for something like a Hercules or a Caterpillar, or eventually like the Hull D's and stuff like that, where you can fill up your ship quickly, move, sell, and make a big profit because you're just moving massive amounts of material. But you're not going to be moving massive amounts of gold or quantanium, because you're not going to be able to buy that quickly. You're not going to be able to, it'll take you hours to fill up your ship with that. Whereas if you have a small ship, something like maybe a freelancer, buying a whole load of quantanium is more doable. And so in the long run, it'll be easier for you to make those troops. So I like that. I think that's going to be great. It's complexity that I think makes the game and the industrial gameplay more fun for me. I have a fairly unpopular opinion about Star Citizen. Okay, where is it? There it is. Based on some of the comments I get, when I say that I feel some aspects of the game and some directions this game is taking is to make it too easy. Everything seems to be about making this game easy, 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 fast, fast, fast. I think earning money and earning ships in games should be hard and take a long time, obviously. You shouldn't be able to build up a fleet in a matter of weeks or even hours in some cases. Now, right now, I'm fine with it, and I've said that before, because things get wiped, we're in testing, and people want to be able to have all those ships. But when the eventuality of wipes no longer happening, why wouldn't you want it to take more time to get things? Why not slow the game down? Hopefully there'll be other things offered besides earning. So making money maybe is the thing that people are going to focus on, as much as it will be unlocking locations that they can go to, or mission givers that will give them missions that will bring them to new places and have better standing and better prices in certain locations. That, I think, will trump getting as many ships as quickly as possible. So hopefully that's the case. And with that, there's going to be changes to refining coming up, and I'm excited about that. Now, before we get into that, what am I doing? I'm going to store this, and then we're going to grab our vulture, and we're going to try some refining of the old style, just so I can kind of have it clear in my head when the new versions of some things come out, and I'm able to kind of test them out and kind of see how they are going. Do I have anything to drink here? Sustenance. You can see I got a bunch of stuff. Oh, I got some on me. Good. I can just take the stuff on me. There it is. Let's get something to drink here. The new things that's happening right now. The Pirate Week is over, and it is now, we're into the season of Vara, which is the Halloween season for the verse. So it is upon us. And last year, you could remember there was
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval
the
system.
bad event, I would call it, where
Your vehicle has
we were trying to find masks just by opening boxes after boxes after boxes. And I opened a couple thousand, not finding the Vandal mask. And just to show that pretty much it wasn't worth the grind. If you were really hoping to get something and it wasn't enjoyable for you, then it wasn't enjoyable to try. And I was hoping they'd come up with something different this year, and they have. I don't know if it's a step in the right direction. They've made the masks a prize in an Arena Commander. It's a good way to get people to play Arena Commander, since really it's not as popular at all as it is in the Verse. So they're definitely going to get some good metrics that way. But for someone who doesn't like PvP, like myself, it is maybe pretty weird, as that's the only way to get those masks. That being said, my first attempt, I did get 4th place in one of the events, and then I managed to get 2nd in another. And I haven't done any more since then, but I'm going to be working on getting those masks just to give it a go and try it. You really have to get 3rd or higher in 3 rounds in order to get all the masks. So I have some more bear helmets. I put on a spectrum that when the game fully releases and is out, and persistence, if it's true what Chris Roberts had said earlier, where he hopes one day you can just put a mug down and walk away and come back weeks later and find that mug somewhere in the wilderness on a planet. If that's true, and if items truly do remain where you put them, let's find a big hole in a cave and just chuck all our bear helmets into that stupid hole. That is my plan for the Verse. I am going to fill it up full of bear helmets. At least then, there'll be a use with them that makes me smile. If there was, you know, helmet interior still in the game, then I'd be more willing to maybe wear them. But right now, I am not a fan of the bear helmets at all. Let's get ourselves a mission. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of what they did for the Vandal mask this year. And also, it's the same mask every year. Why not make it different per year? But at least it's not the same as what they did last year. What should we go for? Arrow? Vulture? Let's salvage a vulture. Where is this? It's over at HORL 4. Let's go there. The reason why we're going to salvage a vulture is because we can get some cargo out of it. For sure. So it is way over there. So let's aim at that. And we're going to go to it. Yeah, besides that, there is the annual pumpkin carving contest. That's how I won the vulture that I own, and that's how I won the Drake Caterpillar that I own. The pumpkin carving contest is pretty awesome. So definitely give it a go. Try it out. Like I said, enter every contest you can. Although I didn't enter the pirate flag contest. I was just too busy. Life got ahead of me, and you know I had to focus on that before I could focus on this. And I didn't do the Machinima Citizen Con contest. I didn't do that. But there's a writing contest for VAR, which I love, so it's more creative. I don't tend to enter any of the screenshot contests, but this one is something artistic. And honestly, the skill level is not awarded as much as the creativity level in pumpkin carving for some of the winners. If you do something unique and different and interesting, you tend to sometimes get rewarded. I really like how the judges judge a lot of the contests. I don't like it when they choose a winner that didn't follow the rules. That's happened quite often, and I'm not a fan when they choose a copy of someone else's work as a winner, and I've seen that happen a few times, but for the most part they usually tend to be pretty good. But as we come up here to this salvage place, let's talk a bit about the new salvage as I get myself something to drink because I'm getting kind of parched. Oh, okay, what is this? Alright, I have a Reinhardt's Blackberry Cider. I'm not getting payment from Reinhardt's, so I can mention them because absolutely I wouldn't recommend this. That is not a great cider. Alright, but that's okay. I mean, it'll parch, it'll quench the parch, parts to quench. That's what I almost said. Makes no sense. Okay, so I have a second window open, but I can't really read it too much right now. Okay, what is my maximum speed? Let's go at 385. Looks good. Okay, so Salvage is changing, and it's becoming more complex, which again, in a way I love, because it's going to make the idea of salvage and the job of salvage more interesting. And it's leading towards crafting. It's leading towards gathering materials, and with those materials, getting different quality materials out of the same thing by how much you're willing to put into getting those materials, which I think is terrific. Apparently, Vulture has become better solo than a Reclaimer, but the Reclaimer might be better if you're working with a crew. I don't know how they've managed to balance that, or at least they think they've balanced it, but interesting if that is the case. But the big thing, what I'm just reading here on the screen, is that when you are getting materials, when you're getting the various materials, we have powder, scraps, and chunks eventually coming out. Those are going to replace just the standard whatever you grab out of this thing here. So when you are getting something like the RMC and the what was the other one called? Construction materials. Now there's going to be powder, scraps, and chunks. I don't think this is tied into the Maelstrom system yet. I just realized. Look at that, everybody! I remembered. I'm shocked that I remembered that my helmet wasn't on. I just happened to notice that my map in the corner was round and not square. So, good on you, CIG, for putting that little feature in, and for me figuring out that's the case. Ooh, here we go. So we got some goodies here. I don't want that one. Okay. One of the things, they're changing how the tractor beams work. Apparently, the multi-tools are so much better now than they were, which I'm excited about. To the point of being better than maybe, I've heard that it might not be even as fun to pull out an Atlas anymore. Like, that might not be as big of a deal. Ooh, let's put that right there. There we go. Yeah, this'll work. So I'm excited about those changes. Those will be fun. I didn't even look at what these are. Processed food. So that's never made sense to me when you're doing something like this. Like, scrap, sure. Processed food, unless I did pull it off another ship as part of my salvage. Why is there processed food in a vulture? Okay, so let's grab some of these things. Now, here's one thing I would love if they change with the update to salvage. I would love it if they fixed the resale prices on these things again, since they are so bad compared to what they used to be. Should I pull this out the front? That might be easier. I've never brought them out the front door, but that might be easier than bringing them out the back. Because I can just put them out here. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, let's do that. Normally I drop them down the staircase. I don't know why. This is definitely the way to go. I don't know why I've never thought of that before. Okay, we'll get that one. Why are these not coming out? Come on out. There we go. Just put them there. Let's get them all out now. Oh, see, that's... Some of this is not really great. Like... Why is this not coming out? Okay. Is that gone forever? Maybe. And this one I can never get as well. Or is it... Where is it? Is it this one? Why is that not working? See, I thought this was... that was what I thought always glitched through, but apparently that one did now as well. It might be outside. It might be under the ship somewhere. We could get the weapons as well. Why not? A big improvement that I have noticed is that your salvage jobs that you get, like this one here, aren't in armistice zones anymore. They are far enough away from the station that they don't go into armistice zones. That is a huge improvement. I'm happy with that. But I would, like I said, like to see a return to making components that you salvage, because they can be marked as inoperable. So if you steal components, they're supposed to be... oh, I've accidentally moved the ship a little bit. Oh, that's okay. It's spinning a bit. Because you can mark components as stolen and therefore inoperable, why not be able to mark them as salvaged so that salvagers can get components from ships and use them as part of the salvage, and then people aren't using them to bypass buying them in game? Because I think that might have been some of the big issues. People were like making duplicates of expensive items. I think it'd be better, because for a while there, cutters were super fun to salvage, because you would go through them, you'd pull the components, you'd pull the weapons, you'd get any goods that you get off of the ship, if there's any. I can't remember if there was any on a cutlass. I'm saying cutlass, I mean cutter. But you made a little bit of money, where as it stands, when they changed the salvage sale prices, the amount of money you made back from a cutter was sometimes negative. It wasn't worth to salvage a cutter. And so I think that really hurt introductory and small salvage. So I would love to see a return to being able to sell components for a reasonable price in order to actually make salvaging really kind of a good, worthwhile thing for people to do. Now, for me, it doesn't matter, and this is why I'm excited about the upcoming salvage changes, because I don't care if I really make much money in this game. I don't care about the return per hour. As long as I'm not losing money, I feel like I've done okay. Now, where are the modules that you put onto a salvage head? Because when I take those off, they don't come with them. And I really wish I knew if they were physical here. So if someone knows where those things, like the rhyme or the surge, like where do those show up? Because when I take the salvage head off, they don't come with it, I find. And so I don't know if that's just that they're not physicalized at all, because it's not like the modules that are on a prospector. I find it kind of interesting that I don't know where they be. I kind of thought they might be these things, but they're not. Those are just the lights. So if someone knows, that'd be really cool. Let me know. All right, so we're in the ship here. Oh, actually, we can't be in here because that's blocked the doorway. Let's go in the front. And let's do... We're going to move away from the other vulture here. Ooh, I am moving too fast. There we go. What was I supposed to say? Yeah, we're going to move away from the vulture, and then we're going to do a little bit of scraping here and get some of the scraping here. And while we do that, let's talk about the other... There you go. New thing. Okay, how do I close my doors? Open exterior, which should be close. No? Let's try that same button again. Close exterior. There we go. Perfect. Powder, scraps, and chunks. Those are what's coming in the next version of Salvage. And it's not all coming. Let me read. Which one is it? Scraps. So powder, here's what it says. I'm going to read this before I start salvaging because I can't look at the screen and do both at once. Powder has the highest density and fastest refinery processing times. Makes sense. It's like if you crush a rock, but also delivers the lowest yield. Okay. Scrap is not something that will come in 4.32 as none of the current salvaging ships can produce it. I don't understand. I mean, if we're producing SCU containers of powder and chunks, why not scrap? But but will sit in the middle across density, yield, and processing. Finally, chunks provide the highest yield, but come with the lowest density and the longest refining times. What I think that means is if I'm scraping powder off of this ship, I'm gonna get. It's gonna take longer to get for sure. It's gonna take a long time, but I'm gonna get maybe 3 SU. We'll just take a guess. 3 SU of powder. And so I can get powder from a bunch of ships and fill up my hold, fill up my buffer, and get a lot of valuable goods using the powder. Where if I get chunks, maybe it'll make 10 SU, and I can only do 2 ships before I have to go refine. And at the same time, it's going to not make me nearly as much money as the same amount of ships done, 2 ships of just done in powder. So powder will be slower, but I can potentially do more ships on one run and make a lot more money per SU. I like that idea. This might also be the reason why, like before with the Reclaimer, and we're talking like early Reclaimer, it used to be the ship everyone was using to solo make a ton of money for 2 reasons. One is because the cleanup jobs, the illicit jobs where you're going to remove all the paint from a ship before the authorities arrive, if you just flew up to it and broke it apart with the Reclaimer, as soon as you broke it apart, it was considered mission accomplished. CIG fixed that so that that's no longer the case. You have to entirely fully scrape the ship in order to complete that mission, which I think is awesome, because that's how the mission was intended to be played, not just crush it. Although I think you can still drag them out of the place. If you use a towing ship, you should be able to just pull them away. That might be still possible. But not only that, but you could just fill up your Reclaimer, fill it up, easy peasy, with just munched ships. You never had to scrape, you never had to really do much except for just break up the ship, suck up all the major pieces, and then head on to another ship. And then just start producing the large size cargo boxes and just start chucking them around. And you can make a lot of money. I mean, I know I did. I tried it out. But now you can do that, and you're going to be working in volume. Or you could work really slow and scrape the ships like what I'm doing now, and you're not making as much volume. You're spending more time per wreck. But potentially, with the Reclaimer, you're going to be making a lot more money. But that's going to require you doing what I'm doing. You're going to have to constantly reposition the ship. And this is why it won't be easy or fast or potentially worth it with a solo player. However, with a crew, it might be worth it. Also, from what I understand, currently you can't choose to refine your goods from your ship. You got to put them in a cargo grid. And so that's also going to hurt the Reclaimer, because admittedly they should somehow redesign it that you can put more on the elevator, but right now you can't produce the big boxes and then chuck them onto the elevator and bring them down out of the ship. It's just they don't really fit in those elevators. So the Reclaimer is only good to unload manually if you have smaller boxes. You can kind of either chuck out the back little kind of hatch or down the elevator shaft. That seems to be the only way to really to get a number of items out of the Reclaimer at any time. The big boxes you have to sell somehow from inside the ship. And I don't think the auto unload feature will allow you to, like I said, bring them into the local grid or currently refine them. So not the best. So I'm not being super careful on all the scraping I'm doing here. I'm sure I'm leaving a ton behind, but we're just trying to get most of what we see here. Currently this section, we're at 50% of what's left on the hull, which isn't bad. On the arms, we're at 63, which means there's lots more up here, so we're going to get a bunch more here. But we are going to scrape this. We are going to crush this up. We've got about 10 SU of space available left after what we've scraped so far, which is pretty awesome. So I'm going to fill up my buffer, and I'll be able to bring all the stuff I've taken out of the ship, all the cargo I took off it, and all these scrapings. We paid 20 grand for this job, so let's see if that is going to be an okay return when we get all this done. As usual, my plan is to go to Area 18 because I've got some ship components and a couple guns and a salvage head. Those are 2 salvage heads, I should say. Those I should be able to sell at Dumper's Depot, and then I'll be able to sell the other goods that I have here at the TDD. And so it's going to be pretty good, I think, to go and sell at Area 18. So overall, I'm excited. Like I said, I have always thought that complexity adds a lot to the industry-focused part of this game. That's why I'm excited about things like the Banu Merchantman, which is not only a trading ship, but also a retail ship. I think that's going to add a lot of like fun potential in this game. A ship that has both refining on board, like the Arasta, I think is pretty good too. It'll be interesting then to see if there's going to be a refinery ship that is also a salvage ship, now that refining is going to be part of salvage gameplay, because you're going to be able to take the powder and chunks and sell them like you would sell raw ore, or you can take those chunks and scrap and powder and refine them for something a lot more valuable. Can you do that on any refinery ship? Can the Expanse be used not only for teaming up with a prospector, but also teaming up with a vulture? If so, pretty awesome. Will there be a refinery module for the Caterpillar? I really hope so, because if so, like I did with my Golem mining in the Aran Belt, why not have a cat somewhere with a refinery on it, and you refine and then you output to one of the cargo grids and you just continue to work there? That will be a pretty cool combo for people to have, basically a base that includes both their Caterpillar and their vulture kind of flying around together. What we really need is still the ability to which button is it? There we go. The ability to leave 2 ships out, log out, and as when we log back in, have them together. So if you log out with another of your own ships, say within a kilometer, I would love it if they were both recorded as being stored in whatever offloading that the server does, and then brought back when you log back in. That would be awesome. All right, let's break this up. This says it's 6.3 SU. Okay. So now we got all these parts here. We're gonna get this one first. So that's 19, 16, 14. I'm trying to get it the most valuable angle. Oh, I can't see. There we go. There is... There, okay. I'm not getting a plus, but I'm getting at least no minus. Oh, there's a plus for a moment. +3, +4, +5. There you go. So at least I got +5 on that. Okay. Ooh, that was +18. No, +10? +10. Let's get +10. That's not bad. Perfect. We'll see how many SU of this can get. It's not worth much, but, I mean, look at how quick this is. And this is how I can see the values of both getting larger and smaller amounts. So that's 19. Alright, that's not the worst. Kind of the worst, but okay, we'll figure that out. We'll get this. Well, that's going. Let's scroll down. What else? FPS tractor beam improvements. Yeah, I talked about that. Technical updates. All right, let's read about this. So, structural salvage has undergone a major update for future systems. Yes, both I'm assuming with crafting as well as just the economy and kind of a balance between ships. These changes touch every current and future salvage capable ship, adding more complexity to the profession. Yes, I love it. You'll notice differences in how long it takes to break down ships, how much material you can collect, and how that material is refined at refinery decks, since refining is now an essential step in salvage gameplay loop. Hopefully also is stripping components out of there. That honestly is some of the funnest thing I have. And I would love it if more ships had things in it, like search the storage boxes, under the beds, look for things that are just actually just sitting on shelves. That is what I would really hope long term for salvaging. Make the ships feel like you're finding an actual derelict ship that had people living in it, and be able to like find like things that were left on the beds and shelves. That'd be kind of great. Okay, so each ship has been given a distinct role to better define its place in the profession. For example, the Reclaimer embodies the quantity over quality approach, processing structural salvage at the fastest rate, but built for large-scale operations. The Vulture represents the balanced middle ground. Middle ground. So what is there going to be? Is there going to be a bigger, better salvage ship, or a better, smaller salvage ship? Ideal for independent players looking for salvage quickly and efficiently. Fortune is somewhere similar to Vulture, but with more amenities and improved logistics. What does that mean? What is the improved logistics? Is it that the boxes move themselves? I mean, it's got... Or is that the amenities? What is the improved logistics? If you know, let me know. I don't understand what that means. So, let's set that route. And then I'll read more while we fly. There we go. Okay. The fraction and disintegration field emitted by the ships has been reworked, with the salvaging ranges extended by as much as 60 meters compared to the current live build. Oh, that's cool. Each ship now generates fields that match its visual design, and alignment sweet spots have been shifted away from the dead center, more appropriate locations depending on the ship. So it would be more towards the claw for the Reclaimer, more center for the Vulture, and more lower down for the Fortune, maybe? I don't know. Fracture times have been rebalanced. Now there's a 5 times performance gap between the fastest and slowest ships in this ranking. However, I don't think that means that the Vulture is 5 times faster or slower. I think what that means is both of them are slower. One is a lot slower, and one's a little bit slower. The Reclaimer sits at the top, followed by the Vulture, then the Fortune. Oh yeah, so the Fortune isn't as fast as the Vulture. Makes sense, because the Vulture has 2 beams, and then the bigger long arms of the fractury bits, where the Fortune has the 1 and the 1 little bar. So that makes sense. Conversion rates measured in SU per cubic meter now vary between ships. At present, the Reclaimer offers the best optimization, with the Vulture following behind. And they don't even mention the Fortune. Sweet spot mechanics have also been reworked. Ships like the Reclaimer now benefit from massive multiplayers with up to 7 times faster processing when properly aligned, alongside improved yield bonuses. Sweet spots now display percentage values directly on the debris pieces. Isn't that what I just saw on here? On mine? Did the Vulture not do that? Because it's always been on... Or, the Reclaimer not do that? Because it's always been on the Vulture, as far as I know. Tractor beams make this easier by carefully moving and rotating wrecks. Careful flight positioning can achieve the same results. Yes, and that's why I think the Vulture is better, because I can move it around without having to reposition, get out of my seat, reposition, get out of my seat. If you're fracturing ships. With a Reclaimer, if you have a solo pilot, every time you fracture a ship, it blows the parts that start drifting away, and then you got to reclaim to get them. You got to move. You could try to capture some with the tractor beam, but it's really, if you could just have a pilot kind of moving you around, and you tell them, move up, move down, left, right, forward, back. All right, I got it. Stay where you are. Beautiful. I love it. I think that's awesome. Then there was one last thing on the very bottom here. Mission updates. Sweep and clear missions have been adjusted so that objectives now only appear within your current planetary system. This focuses the contact pool, reduces unnecessary travel, and helps keep mission flow tied more closely to your immediate location. Cool. I love that. And this update is the foundation, a stepping stone towards structural salvage, as you want to see for crafting. Oh yeah, see, I was right. As always, we'll be monitoring your feedback closely once it drops. Well, the feedback on Spectrum is going to be, this is worse than master modes. I'm never going to salvage again. I used to make money, and now I don't use my vulture because it doesn't make enough money. What else is this Spectrum going to say? Maybe something positive? Maybe. I mean, I'll put something positive on there. Although I've been using Spectrum a lot now, more for sarcasm, if I'm being honest. But more like deserved sarcasm, I think. You gotta fight it with fight fire with fire, right? For instance, somebody just posted on Spectrum. I played for a week and nobody pirated me. I don't see why people complain about pirating. So my response was, and this is true, I've been exercising and dieting and eating healthy for 6 weeks and I'm still overweight. I mean, it's just as valid of a comment, right? Does that mean that exercise and healthy eating doesn't work? No. So it was a useless comment to make, so I made one right back. But that being said, no one's pirated me in a while. Except for during Supply Stanton. There was a lot of pirates around. They were good pirates though, because they were actually pirating. Maybe the comment would be you didn't get killed randomly. Because if you're doing something that makes you a valuable target, I can see pirating still being pretty awesome. If you're, you know, making a delivery outside of a bunker when box deliveries are a thing, and someone comes by and blows up your ship and flies away, I don't call that pirating. So let's go down to Rikers, and we'll get ourselves landed. We're not going to unload our ship. We don't need... Ooh, should I do... I'm going to unload the... I'm trying to remember if Rikers is my home property. I don't think so. I think I chose somewhere else. Yeah, so I'm going to unload the components and the mining heads. And then, oh, you know what? I was just thinking, can I sell for my ship? But no, never mind. I'm going to load everything because I have a buffer full of things. So I'm going to have to unload in order to get the stuff out of the buffer. So I'm going to load my ship. We're going to get everything kind of squared away. And then we're going to see how much we made. 20,000, that's what we paid for this mission. Hopefully, we're going to make back 30. That'd be good. I don't remember what I grabbed. If one of my boxes was Quantanium or something like that, then I definitely did okay, but I feel like it was scrap and food and medical supplies. That's probably what it was. Definitely wasn't grasping weevil eggs, which is good because I don't think I could sell them here anyways. Oop, that is not... Oh, one other thing. This is... which paint is this? Because this looks cool. What paint do I have on this vulture? It looked kind of purple there for a moment. Oh, no, it's the Foundation Festival one. Okay. Coming in, it looked purple. I was like, ooh, what did I paint my ship? Alright, we gotta go out the side because the back of the ship is full. Actually, I should... Yeah. We'll get back in the ship. Let's... Ooh, that's kind of a cool scene. There we go. Alright. Let's reposition. It's always good to aim yourself at the freight elevator so that you don't have to, like... bring things around corners when you're trying to unload a ship. Alright, there we go. So we're gonna get out of the ship again. This time, happy with how we're facing. This is the correct way to get out of Vulture, is run down the arm and jump off the end. Make sure you do a little bit of damage to your knees. That is almost required for being a Vulture owner. Alright. I don't want that again. I want the little one, because here's why. So watch this. I'm holding this. Like that speed. Now if I switch to my bigger... why can't I... Oh, that's weird. Can I do it inside here? Alright, there's something... Uh-oh. Are we experiencing a server error? Because they're not even snapping to the grid. Oh, there, that one is. Okay. There we go. We got it back. Okay. So, I find this can lift bigger boxes. It's stronger. You can use it from farther distance. But something about it, it feels slower. Like, look at the speed that those boxes are moving. Oh, that was the wrong one. But now, faster. The multi-tool is faster. For smaller boxes, it feels so much faster. I don't know if it actually is, but it's how, to me, it feels. So I love using the multi-tool when possible. When I'm not moving, you know, 32 SU containers, it just feels so much better. We'll grab this. We have 2 salvage heads. Let's move this over here. And then we got 2, I think they're repeaters. Let's find out. Oh, I forgot. We also got the components. Good thing I remembered. If I remembered, I mean... Okay, where are we missing components? No, here we go. Okay, so we got a Thermax. Never got the jump drive. It wouldn't come out for some reason, not sure why. Yep, Bulldog repeater. Okay, so there should be 2 of those. Oh, we're missing something then. Hello? Alright, well. Oh, never mind. There it is. Maybe they need to start making these fluorescent for old men who can't see. Maybe that's what scatter shotgun type weapons are for. Alright. Or auto gimbals. Alright, so here we go. We're all loaded up. I'm gonna send this down, bring it back up, and then we can unload the Ooh, there's a lot of stuff here. Maybe this was my home base. That's not true, is it? No, this is just all the stuff that I grabbed from when I went to, what's it called? Paradise Cove. Okay, good. So I got all that loaded there. And then auto eject. This is not easy to see. Alright. Got some RMC. If you have both the max lift and the multi-tool at the same time on your person, just tap 5 and that switches between the 2. So tap 5 there, 5 there. If you have your max lift out and you put it away, the next time you pull it out, it's the multi-tool. So it doesn't remember which one you liked, I guess. Continue ejecting, because I had blocked. I think I am as excited about changes to Salvage as I am about when we have VR. To me, that's going to be like Shangri-La is salvaging a ship as if I was in the ship. Although, I'm not excited about walking in VR and not excited about zero-G maneuvering in VR. Oddly enough, put me in a ship, even in a VR, put me in a car in VR, have me drive it around, no problem, with the exception of Dirt 2, I believe was the VR version, that made me super sick trying to fly it around. But walking and some types of movement, like I tried Skyrim, and the opening credit lets travel sideways on a cart through a rocky road. That almost did me in. So it would be good if you could do movement like they have in Half-Life Alyx. However, it's not really great for other people playing. I do have an idea that I would do to implement movement in that style for people that can't really move around without getting motion sick. Which would be, imagine if you're standing here and you say, I want to move there, then like a ghost version of you that you see moves in that location. And at any time you can stop it. But until you stop it, you aren't moving, and then as soon as you move, it's much like the Half-Life kind of teleport and brings you over there. That means everyone else sees you walking, you're able to move yourself around, but you're not moving at the same time. That would be something that I think would actually kind of be helpful. But VR, a long way off. I mean, I got a mention at the last CitizenCon. The very last thing Chris Roberts said, I believe. So it had, you know, about 3 seconds of mention. But, one day, maybe it will be in Squadron 42, which apparently isn't going to be talked a lot about at CitizenCon, interestingly enough. So, what are they going to talk about? Are they going to show us more stuff that will be watered down? Like the stations in Pyro? Maybe. Who knows? Alright, before we go, should I buy some drinks here? Nah, I'm good at the moment. I can buy some later. We're going to get on the train. We're going to go to the plaza. I was originally going to do a little bit of editing in this movie, and it's turned into just me kind of rambling and salvaging, and I've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed just coming back into the verse, spending some time with you guys. Hopefully you have as well. Hopefully, it'll happen slightly more often than once every other couple weeks. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Well, the train moves. Let's watch. I wish it was daytime. Let's watch as I enjoy some Never Buy Again Reinhardt's Blackberry Cider. Actually, you know what? Second sip's better than the first sip. Ooh, maybe we're coming back. The sky looks nice. I mean, I'm okay with the green sky from planet side. Planet side? My voice is cracking. It's finally happened, everybody. I'm gonna be a man one day. This is a beautiful city even at night. I just wish, like any other planet, you could land wherever you wanted and just go exploring. I think people want to be criminals. Why not give us the opportunity to burgle? You know? Why can't we go into one of the random buildings and just find what we can find? As much as I don't like killing, as much as I don't like how the focus on this game seems to be, you know, shooting and killing people, I'm all for the criminal gameplay. It just has to be the right kind of criminal gameplay. I would also love it if there was a reason for people more often to go to places like Cubby Blast. Not Cubby Blast. What's it called? What's the bar here called? G-Lock. Because when I fly there and I see some people in there, but they're all NPCs, I would love to see people. I would love to see people just kind of hanging out. I think I'll go this way. And, like, meeting other people. I would love it if there was a in-game reason that was incentive enough for people to want to go and check out that location. Look at that. I got the right pathway. I'm shocked. Do the obligatory test for turtles. No turtles. Alright, let's go in here. See if we made any money off of the things that I salvaged. So, Bulldog repeater. Like, look it. Those are 25 UEC each. If I want to buy Bulldogs, how much do they cost? Definitely more than that. So this power plant here, 613. Not bad, but I mean it should be worth more. I think it should be worth a lot more. We have coolers, don't we? Yeah, Thermax. They're only 164 each. Again, not awesome. Do I not have... Do I not have the salvage heads here? Alright, I guess I can't sell the salvage heads, so they're just going to be in my inventory. But if I was to buy vehicle weapons, like, look at the prices. So the fact that those were like 25 UEC is ridiculous. And the reason why they're so low, when the cheapest ones here are like oh no, those are gimbals. 5 grand. Looks like guns are about 5 grand. No, let me repeat it. What did I say? These repeaters are all, like the cheaper ones are 16 grand. They don't have ones like the ones I just sold, but they used to be selling, not for that much, but a reasonable amount. And the reason why they're no longer is because there was duping, there were content creators on every location showing how to make duplicates of them, showing how to like constantly duplicate and sell components of ships. And they basically, CIG's fix for that was to just make it not worth it for dupers. And unfortunately, that made it not worth it for salvagers. And I'd really like to see it go back to where if you're buying a contract to go salvage a cutter, it's worth it. So I don't think any CIG employee watches my videos, but if someone there does, pass that along. It would be really great to know. If you are watching this video and you feel like passing along the CIG, make a post about it and kind of just bring it up. Kind of say that maybe it's a way forwards to make salvage something that people will feel justified in doing. Alright, we're going to sell now. What do we got here to sell? Oh, I had gold in there. Okay, so we got iron, 1 SU. That's going to be like 400 bucks. 366, yes. Cool. Processed food, that'll be like about 1,200. Oh, there you go, 1,400-ish. So we're up to about 2 grand. Let's say we're close to 2 grand so far. We need to make 18 more. Well, there's another 3. I am surprised scrap was worth that much for, was that 2 SU? Was that 2 SU? 2 SU. That's surprising. I didn't think scrap was worth that much. And gold, 6 grand. All right. So, not bad. Where is... I just realized I never sent the elevator down. Oh, did I lose all that stuff? There's a chance I lost all that stuff because this is not my home land, and I stored that vulture. So if I didn't put that elevator down, which I'm assuming, and when I rewatch the video up here, I'll be able to put if that is indeed what I did. My thought is I loaded up that cargo elevator and just walked away. I didn't store it. I didn't put it down. All the RMC and the construction materials was still on that cargo elevator. And as I walked away and stored my ship, that hangar is no longer my hangar because it's not my home base. And therefore, I'm not going to have potentially that stuff anymore. So this might have been a mistake on my part, which, as you all know, I keep in the bugs and I keep in the mistakes, and this will be a big one. And this will be a lesson to you if this is the case and I don't get this stuff for sale. Store your goods. Store your goods. Because it's not like you can recover them. Maybe. Maybe you can. Maybe the hangar will still be there for me. Because I haven't left Area 18 yet. But I did leave Rikers, so let's hope. This helmet kind of looks like a Fallout power armor, yeah? The color's kind of nice. This is kind of Tron-esque. I just saw a trailer for the new Tron movie. I gotta say, I mean, I was so pumped about Tron Legacy. Really excited about that. I liked it. It was good. There's parts of it that were kind of but overall, I was kind of a big fan of it in general. Although,
Now arriving.
like any other movie, you gotta... No. Why are you giving me a party invite? I don't want a party invite. Decline. No, thank you. I don't accept random party invites because I put some stuff in my hangar at home. And if somebody joins your party right now, and you have stuff in your hangar, they can go in your hangar and take your stuff. That being said, I want to befriend and party up with a bunch of random people in a future video if they have decorations in their hangar and go check them out. So maybe I'll do that. Like a race suit, that's kind of cool. Alright, let's give this a go. Let's see. Did I mess up? I mean, I already know I messed up. See? And I can't do that. Okay, I can't use any of those. It's busy here. Why is it so busy here? Not that I'm complaining, but, you know, holy smokes. So, I don't think this will be the same hangar. I don't think this will be the same hangar. I think I've messed up, everybody. Alright. Small, that's the one I was in. But it won't be the same. I don't think so. How could it? Nah. Nah. Alright, so... I don't think I put it down, did I? If I do this, it'll show me if there's any construction material in there. And I'm almost certain that there won't be. Yeah. No, that was my fault. My fault, everybody. So, we're going to have to do that some other time. We're going to have to try to see how much I make on the structural part of a vulture. But I did say I enjoy salvage as long as I make my money back. I don't know if I did this time, but I had a good time. I enjoyed it. I'm relaxed. And money isn't such a big deal right now. I still got millions. Yeah, almost 15 million. So... I'm going to go back out, do a little more salvage, just have some fun, see what I can find. I'm going to maybe do some of the unverified, because that might get me some good good salvage, some good cargo inside there. I did try taking the bags off a prospector and then putting them in the cargo grid and trying to refine from them. Nothing was in there. I would love it if the salvage in a prospector came with salvageable, refinable material. That'd be kind of a cool thing. You don't know what it's going to be until you actually put it into the refinery, but that'd be pretty awesome. So there's that, and then there's oh, where are these? Oh, cool. All right, I haven't done any of those before. That's kind of neat. Maybe I'll have to try one of those one time. Neat. All right. Well, until next time, don't do what I do. Do what I say. Store your goods. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope this was enjoyable, and we are just at the 1 hour mark, so I am going to call it and go eat some pizza. Until next time, I hope to see you all soon in the verse. Goodbye, everybody.